All right, welcome back. So, I did some off-screen going back and forth to Balmora and back. I leveled up in athletics and I think spears, and I got Terrors, Aedra, and Daedra. So, let's just read it real quick. Aedra and Daedra. The designations of gods, demons, Aedra, and Daedra are universally confusing to the layman. They are often used interchangeably. Aedra and Daedra are not relative terms. They are elvish and exact. Azura is a Daedra, both in Skyrim and in Morrowind. Aedra is usually translated as ancestor, which is as close as Cyrodiilic can come to this elven concept. Daedra means roughly not our ancestors. This distinction was crucial to the Dunmer, whose fundamental split in ideology is represented in their mythical genealogy. Aedra are associated with stasis, Daedra represent change. Aedra created the mortal world and are bound to the earth bones. Daedra, who cannot create, have the power to change. As part of the divine contract of creation, the Aedra can be killed, witness Lorkhan and the moons. The Protean Daedra, for whom the rules do not apply, can only be banished. So, Daedra cannot be killed. They can just be banished or put back into oblivion. I believe that the Dunmer originally started, or the Chimmer, who were following the prophet Veloth to Morrowind in the first place, were doing so because of a religious movement, basically. The idea that we shouldn't be worshipping things that hurt us. Daedra are not our ancestor, and we should only be worshipping the Aedra. So, whether or not that's accurate is, I think, up to the player, because Azura is pretty good to us, but she's also a Daedra, so she's not our ancestor. It means we don't descend from her. And I think the Aedra are also like this planet and the moons and like the bones of Lorkhan. So, kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure the orcs worship Lorkhan, but we can go more into some religious history when we have the relevant books for them. So right now we're going to go to do the journal quest from the Mages Guild, which is at the top of the Foreign Quarter, which we're at right now. A rash of insults. Terrabrainen insulted Trebonus Artoris last night. They need to go to the Guild of Mages with a gift and his apologies. If we do it, he'll pay me 50 gold. Alright. So, Terrabrainen. And that is Treyarch's Aedra and Daedra. So it was a bit of an oversight for me for having that book in my inventory and not knowing it. Let's see, we need to go up a level. I think. Or maybe we are already at the top. Yeah, we might be at the top already. Oh, there is one more level. Yeah, this is the lower wasteworks. We want to go up to the high class society. So yeah, more stuff with Morrowind Rebirth as a code patch. I'm not sure how we feel about it, but at this point we're too deep into the game in order to really change. It seems nice. Big gods, one true faith. Lower wasteworks. Let's see if we can go up anymore. Yo, what's up, Cato Conroy? Good morning. I was actually doing some research on Cato yesterday. Oh, here we go. More up. The very, very top. So the Foreign Quarter Plaza, this should have the Mages Guild in it, and the Fighters Guild's right there. We got a Smith over here. We got the Fighters Guild in Vivec over here. let's at least go take a look at their chest for their supply chest. Get some more restore potions, some more health potions, and stock up on some hammers. This is the sacred city of Vivec. Count your blessings. Can I help you find someone in particular? Or are you just looking around? In the foreign quarter, you'll find the Imperial Guilds, Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, Imperial Cult Shrine. I'm new to what type of Neverine build are you going for? Mage. I think Elder for Cato. I mean, it was the one, the conservative Roman before Julius Caesar. Pretty sure. An Imperial Cult Shrine down in the Canal Works. Redorns are in the Redorn compound, Telvanni are in the Telvanni compound, Halalu are in Halalu compound, but also St. Den and St. Ohm's cantons. Wow, they get all over, don't they? Temple priests, clerks, and ordinators are in the Hall of Wisdom and the Hall of Justice. Some fighters live and train in the arena. Nice. Grandmaster Enolu Halalu may be found in the arena canton here in Vivec. Wow. Okay, so this person knows where to join the Morag Tong. Buy from merchants and traders who like you. You get better prices. Members of your own factions usually like you best, of course. Okay. Let's stay focused. Get to getting. Take this, friend. I think everyone should read this leaflet. It has important information on it. Your journal's been updated. Oh, we just got a quest. It has important information. Something must be done. A political activist. Well, at least let's read it. A leaflet. Beware! Have no dealings with Aurain Fenris. She is known to be both underhanded and unethical in her dealings. The materials she uses are both shoddy and dangerous. You could come to great harm from her products. Her shop should be avoided at all costs. See these testimonials. I took a potion and got sick. Lost a good lunch. Kerbabji. Her materials looked old and stale. Not good for alchemical use, Darno. She should be disemboweled and fed to Nyx hounds. Horgunner F. Wow. Okay. So someone is trying to assassinate the business of this person. I think that's libel? Or what's it? Slander. Aurain Fenris. I'm sure that's a House Lalu quest later. Alright, so Mages Guild it is. Mages Guild Charter. First things first, let's check
Share your thoughts.
the chest.
What do you want of me, Outlander?
Hello. Fortify Magicka and Restore Magicka. We'll take the scrolls. We could enchant them ourselves. Give it a shot. Are you here for more duties, Conjurer? Or was there something else you wanted? I'm not taking more quests right now. Oh my god, there's a lot of spells we don't have. All of the drains. Drain strength might be nice. Frenzy creature great and frenzy creature wild. There's all the fireballs, as well as summon Greater Bonewalker, Flame Atronach. That might be useful. Getting a nice old Flame Atronach. Damage health 10 points with a Spirit Knife. That could be good. It's cheap too. Yeah, let's go with that. And our spell list keeps getting worse and worse. It's somewhat getting out of hand. All right, let's find this person we're supposed to get the quest for, though. It is Trebonius Artorius. Okay. Trebonius Artorius. This is the first time I've ever been here, so I'm sure I'll get lost. Oh, here he is. Wow, right away. Greetings, Tiberi. I'm Archmage. Oh, he's the Archmage? Someone insulted the Archmage? Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, no wonder they got cursed. Advancement. You meet our requirements. Okay. You belong to House Telvanni, do you not? Where do your true loyalties lie? House Telvanni opposes our every effort at modernizing the way magic is practiced here in Vardenfell. Yeah, that is a very astute dialogue piece here, because we have been playing both sides. That is pretty rough that he immediately knows that. Alright, always share your knowledge freely with other guild members. Never strike or steal from another guild member. Candidates of keen intelligence and dominant will. Candidates must exhibit mastery in the great schools of magic. Candidates must also display practical knowledge of enchantments and alchemical processes. Yeah, you're already a member of the Mages Guild. Let's do apologies. This book is from Terror. Well, it's about time you learned some humility. I'm touched by the gesture nonetheless. Here's something for that rash of his, and a little something for you. Been removed. Rising Force exclusive has been added, and the Potion of Curing has been added to your inventory. Okay. Let's,
How are you?
Hello there. How are you? A Game at Dinner, one of my favorite books about poison. Fragment on Artaeum. Yeah, let's read that. Let's save first in case it levels us up in a way we don't want. Alright, on Artaeum by Tarse Il Ansima. It's 2 pages, so we should be able to get through it. The Isle of Artaeum. Artaeum is the 3rd largest island in the Somerset Archipelago, located south of the Morrowind village. So the next game, Elder Scrolls 6, should be set in Somerset, the High Elf homeworld, and that would be very interesting. I wonder what they'll do with it. Of Potenza and west of mainland village of Runixable. It is best known for being home to the Sigic Order, perhaps the oldest monastic group in Tamriel. The earliest written record of Sigics is from the 20th year of the First Era and tells the tale of the renowned Breton sage and author Vorinet, traveling to the Isle of Artaeum to meet with Iacius, the Right Master of the Sigics. Even then, the Sigics were the counselors of kings and proponents of the Elder Way, taught to them by the original race that inhabited Tamriel. The Elder Way is a philosophy of meditation and study said to bind the forces of nature to the individual will. That seems pretty strong. The original race that inhabited Tamriel. I wonder if they're referring to the Aelids or the Wild Elves. The Aelids, also known as the Wild Elves. We'll see some of their ruins in Cyrodiil in the game Oblivion, which follows this game. The Elder Way is a philosophy of meditation and study. Okay. It differs from Magicka in origin, but the effects are much the same. That said, it is perhaps more than coincidence that the Isle of Artaeum literally vanished from the shores of Somerset at the beginning of the Second Era at about the time of the founding of the Mages Guild in Tamriel. Various historians and scholars have published theories about this, but perhaps none but Iacius and his own could shed light on the matter. 500 years passed and Artaeum returned. The Sigics on the isle consisted of persons, mostly elves, who had disappeared and were presumed dead in the Second Era. They could not or would not offer any explanation for Artaeum's whereabouts during that time, or the fate of Iacius and the original Council of Artaeum. Ooh, mystery, kind of like Atlantis. Currently, the Sigics are led by the Loremaster Silarius, who has presided over the Council of Artaeum for the last 250 years. The Council's influence in Tamrielian politics is tidal. The kings of Somerset, particularly those of Moridunan, have often sought the Sigics' opinion. Emperor Uriel V was much influenced by the council in the early, most glorious parts of his reign, before his disastrous attack on Akavir. Akavir, I think that is a Somerset kingdom. Akaviri blades are supposed to be super sharp, like katanas, and they're what the Empire uses, I think, as their primary or best weapon. But I think they come from High Elves. It has even been suggested that the fleet of King Orgham of Pyandonia was destroyed by a joint effort of the Emperor Antiochus and the Sigic Order. King Orgham. I don't know where that is, Pyandonia. The last four emperors, Uriel VI, Morathia, Plagius IV, and Uriel VII, have been suspicious of the Sigics enough to refuse ambassadors from the Isle of Artaeum within the imperial city. The Isle of Artaeum is difficult to chart geographically. It is said that it shifts continuously either at random or by decree of the council. Visitors to the island are so rare as to be almost unheard of. Anyone desirous of a meeting with the Sigic may find contacts in Potenza and Runikabe, as well as many of the kingdoms of Somerset. Were it more accessible, Artaeum would be a favored destination for travelers. I have been to the isle once and still dream of its idyllic orchards and clear pastures, its still and silent lagoons, its misty woodlands, and the unique Sigic architecture that seems to be as natural as its surroundings, as well as wondrous in its own right. The Separat Tower, in particular, I will study, for it is a relic from a civilization that predates the High Elves by several hundred years, and is still used in certain rites by the Sigics. Perhaps one day I might return. Note, the author is currently on the Isle of Artaeum by gracious consent of Master Sarganius of the Council of Artaeum. All right. Nice. So you can go there. Pretty interesting. All right, let's do our quests.
Where did I put
I delivered the message to Dromonius Sartorius. For my efforts, he gave me a potion for myself and a potion to take back to Traer Baron. Alright, we need to find out where Traer Baron is. TR. Okay, I guess it's not here. In the office of the Watch in the Hall of Justice. Temple Canton of Vivec. Okay. Alright, well, let's go. Yeah, I mean, if we're doing a Telvanni playthrough, we probably shouldn't do that much stuff for the Mages Guild. Not really. Let's see, the temple should be down from us. South. Yeah. I wonder if we can use this to teleport. You might be able to. Oh yeah, it just takes us to the other one. Nice. I wonder if that's a Morrowind Rebirth idea. I love the art style for the Vivec stuff. Wow, look at that. He's Big statues. St. Ohms. Certainly makes traveling around Vivec a lot nicer. That is very, very welcome change. St. Dylan's Canton. Oh wow, hi. It's just someone's house. Alright, the Hall of Justice, finally. Let's see. The Office of the Watch in the Hall of Justice. Underworks, Justice, Wisdom. Alright, so down the hallway and to the right. Maybe it's up a level. Yeah, I think it is.
Yes, Outlander, what may I do for you?
Alright. Oh, we are looking for Treyer Brerin. Treyer Brarin. Here we go. Hello, Tiberia. I hope you're able to speak with Trebonius soon and offer my apologies. This rash is killing me. I see all is forgiven. He gave you something for me. Excellent. I'm feeling better already. Since you did such a good job, here's an extra 50 gold. Nice. Okay. Not bad. Alright, one more thing off of the old quest log. Except we got this one also. Let's check. Mysterious killings in Vivec. 2 Ordinators and 5 Outlanders have been killed in Vivec, their throats slit. Rumor is that the Office of the Watch at the Hall of Justice is very concerned, is looking for special help. Yeah. The Burmese gang is taken up in the tombs somewhere under Vivec. Ooh. Elam and as chief of Vivec's Order of the Watch. Do you have questions about my trade, or are you looking for work? I'm what the temple calls a crusader. Crusaders are warriors who serve the tribunal, but now any heavily armored warrior with self-proclaimed cause calls himself a crusader. My personal cause is hunting down necromancers and witches, thieves, murderers, bandits, heretics, and all other evildoers. I'm the command of the Ordinator of the Order of the Watch here in Vivec. The Order of the Watch provides guards for temples and shrines here in Vivec, which is a temple city. We are the guards who enforce the law and preserve order. Vivec is a city made up of 9 cantons, each a little town in itself. Each great house has its own canton, and Outlanders have their own canton called the Foreign Quarter. The arena is for public entertainments like mock battles and comic plays. Commoners and paupers live in St. Delans and St. Ohms cantons, but most of all, this is Lord Vivec's holy city. The Ministry of Truth and Temple Prison hangs above the great temple in the High Fane, the Halls of Wisdom and Justice, and Lord Vivec's palace. Okay, I guess we could work for the temple for a little bit, do some police work. The arena compound lies between the Redoran compound on the west and the Tavani compound on the right. The arena is the site of public entertainments and combat sports. A comfortable domed arena has seating for hundreds of spectators. Beneath the arena are dressing and storage rooms for entertainers and training rooms and animal pens for the combat competitors. Hall of Wisdom in Vivec holds fire and faith. Okay. Actually, maybe... Well, alright. We've had several killings in Vivec recently. All the victims had their throats slit. Most did not appear to have struggled. 5 victims were Outlanders. 2 were Ordinators. The 2 Ordinators were armed and on duty. Their weapons were still in their belts. Nothing was removed from the victims' bodies. Cannot hire you. Only Ordinators may serve the watch. But if you can find this killer and execute him, I personally promise a very handsome reward. I require no commitment from you. Indeed, I cannot officially accept one. But if you are interested, I can tell you what we know about the 7 victims and the reports of witnesses. Okay. 7 victims. None of the 5 Outlander victims had been on Vardenfell longer than a week. 2 were found in the Foreign Quarters corridors, 1 in the Foreign Quarter canal side, 1 in the Hlalu compound corridor, and 1 on the water near the arena. All were armed. Only 1, a mage, appears to have put up a fight. All had their throats slit with a dagger. Until the 2 Ordinators were killed, we thought it might be an anti-Imperial fanatic, and it still might be. Okay. Let's see. The 2 Ordinators were found dead near the victim at the Hlalu compound. We think they coincidentally interrupted the killer at work. Both had their throats slit with a dagger. That neither Ordinator had drawn a weapon is extremely unsettling. It suggests that either extraordinary stealth or a very powerful sorcerer. That's all we know about the victims, and there's not much information from witnesses either. There are no witnesses of any of the killings, but in Hlalu compound, at about the same time as one of the killings, an Outlander reported being threatened by Dunmer woman armed with a dagger. It was dark, and the Outlander transported magically to safety. Wow. So he couldn't give us a very clear description, but he was sure that the Dunmer woman with the dagger was dressed in a skirt and niche leather armor. Yes, that's the only description we have, a Dunmer woman with a dagger and a skirt and niche leather armor. Interesting. Huh. Skirt and niche leather armor. Find and execute the killer. Okay. Well, that is pretty interesting. Let's do our other quest while we're here. The Vivec informants. Cassius sent me to Vivec with 3 tasks. Speak with Artaeum, a Khajiit Thieves Guild operative, with Hulea, the Angrodian, so we did that in Foreign Quarter, and Mayra Milo, a temple priestess in the Hall of Wisdom. Okay, so let's go to the Hall of Wisdom. Mayra Milo, we can't talk to anyone else and let them know that we are looking for them. Mayra Milo. In the Hall of Wisdom. Alright, so we've explored the Hall of Wisdom pretty well. That's her quarters there.
Praise Vivec.
On the right side or above us, there's the Underworks. Canton offices.
What do you want of me, Outlander?
A library. Library again. Maybe she's in the library. There she is. Okay. Let's get our fatigue back. Catch our breath. Yes, I'm Mayra Milo. Cassius sent you. Follow me into the back of the library. We can't talk here. Your journal has been updated. Goodbye. Ah, yes, so private with the guards and everything.
Please, go ahead, Outlander. I'm listening.
Go ahead, I'm afraid I don't know anything about a six-house cult, but I can tell you about the Neverine cult. Alright. The temple worships Neverar as a saint and hero, but prophecies of his reincarnation are punished as wicked heresy. The Neverine cult claims the tribunal are false gods, hence the temple's persecution of the Neverine cult. A group called the Dissonant Priests dispute temple doctrine on the Neverine prophecies. The prescribed book Progress of Truth describes their beliefs. Get a copy of Progress of Truth from Cassius Cosadas. That will tell him things he needs to know about the Neverine cult. Alright. Progress of Truth. It's an Ashlander cult. Primitive superstition, says the temple. Neverines say the tribunal are false gods. I've never understood why the temple wastes so much energy on them. The faithful cannot be shaken by such attacks, and the Ashlanders are just ignorant savages. Maybe it's because it's actually true, and that's why they're nervous about it. But since the submission of the temple to the empire and the erosion of faith among the Dunmer, the militant wing of the temple is increasingly fierce in its attacks on heretics and heathens. Okay. The dissonant priests dispute temple doctrine and are outlawed and persecuted by the temple. Ordinators arrest and imprison heretics, and the empire cannot interfere. Progress of Truth lists their beliefs. In brief, they challenge the purity and divinity of the tribunal, suggesting their powers are sorcerous, not divine, and perhaps akin to the powers of Dageth-Ur. Oh, wow. That is heretical. They also condemn the arbitrary power of the Ordinators and accuse the temple's hierarchy of self-interest and corruption. Yeah. This book lists the disputes of the dissonant priests with temple tribunal temple doctrines. The temple has outlawed the sale or possession of the book, so it will be hard to find. We have a copy here, but I fear I'm being watched by Ordinators here. A safer plan would be to search local booksellers. Some booksellers ignore temple bans on outlawed books for profit or for principles. Nice. I do not care for temple politics, but I have read Progress of Truth and it troubles me. I have friends, former priests, who have gone into hiding, so I am bound to come to the attention of the Ordinators. I am careful, but I am afraid. I'm no secret agent like you or Cassius. Sooner or later, I too must go into hiding. If it is not too late, when you return to Cassius, tell him I am worried, and that if something goes wrong, I will leave a message under the agreed code word, Amaya. Wow. Is that, his girlfriend, maybe? Or just a good friend. Just a good opposite gender friend. Dageth-Ur is the evil immortal enemy of the Tribunal Temple cult, and the temple holds Dageth-Ur and his hosts accountable for all the evils that beset the Dunmer on Morrowind. Dageth-Ur dwells in fiery caverns beneath Red Mountain, served by his kin called Ash Vampires, and by legions of deformed monsters. Like loving ancestors, the tribunal guards and counsels us. Like stern parents, they punish our sins and errors. Like generous relatives, they share their bounty among the greatest and least according to their needs. Okay. Cassius Cosadas. Cassius is a dear friend. Like me, he admires the best traditions of the temple. Charity for the poor, education for the ignorant, protection for the weak. He is a Westerner, but he has come to love our land and our people. But like me, he distrusts the arbitrary power of the Ordinators, and like the dissonant priests, he suspects the temple is hiding something. He serves the Emperor, but he also loves Morrowind, and he sees the failing virtues of the temple as a threat to Morrowind's political stability. Yeah, I do too. The orders of doctrine and ordination are militant scholars. Okay. Boethia, Mephala, and Azura are loyal friends of the Tribunal. These Daedra are the good Daedra, which we also call the Anticipations. The Yellow Party of Halu honors and serves fortune, trade, and the Empire, and through such distractions they stray away from the narrow paths of duty, gravity, and piety. Gravity. Extracting profit from trade and interest, steals wealth from the deserving and puts it in the hands of thieves and extortionists. Yeah, that is a true thing. Lesser Saints of the Temple, okay. Nords, these people are our ancient enemies. Like all man races, they are of inferior blood, but otherwise are human in every respect. Are they capable of enlightenment? Do they have souls? Who can say? I love that so much. A book called The Pilgrim's Path describes many of the temple's pilgrimages and their shrines. Yeah, I've done all the Pilgrim's Path ones. Pretty sure. Each of the greater saints and lesser saints has its own power of influence. Soul sickness is called madness or insanity in the Empire. Signs of soul sickness are strange dreams, uncontrollable impulses, and cruel and evil deeds. Madness is not a disease, as Westerners believe, for if it were, it might be cured by blessings and healers. Soul sickness is the curse of Dagath-ur, who sends dark dreams to attack the weak in faith in their sleep. Those strong in faith can resist. Those weak in faith must seek counsel from the temple. Yeah, re-education from the temple, most likely. Okay. Companion and teacher of Neverar and Vivec, Sothasil is the light of knowledge and the inspiration of craft and sorcery. Ashlanders have primitive cult that worships the Daedra and tribal ancestors. This is the faith of our ancient forefather, and not evil, but their worship is ignorant and unenlightened. The oldest of our ancestor spirits we call Daedra. Though they are powerful and cunning, their hearts and minds have grown distant and strange, and the bad Daedra are dangerous. Interesting that a lot of this world is about distinctions between things. Like, the more you know about something, the more specific it gets, which I found to be very indicative of how education works. It always gets more granular the more you know about it. And the true experts realize just how much they don't know and how little they actually do know. Ghostgate is garrisoned by the Ordinators and the Buoyant Armigers. A house Redoran maintains a hostel for pilgrims. All right. Goodbye. I mean, I think that's it. Mira Milo says to tell Cassius Cosadas that she is worried and she's being watched by Ordinators, and that if something goes wrong, she will leave a message under the agreed code word Amaya. So we probably aren't going to see that heretical book on the shelf. We are probably going to see it in some, like, some heretical secret library thing, which we know they have. We've read The Brothers of Darkness about the Dark Brotherhood history recently, so we will not read it again. Invocation of Azura, Vivec and Mafala, Sarione's sermons, reflections on the cult worship, Firmament special floor of Tamriel, House of Troubles,
Welcome, citizen.
Book of Dawn and Duck. Alright. Mysterious Akavir. Let's do that one, maybe. Let's save first. Mysterious Akavir. Akavir means Dragonland. Tamriel means Dawn's Beauty. Atmora means Elder Wood. Only the Red Guards know what Yokunda ever meant. Akavir is the kingdom of the beasts. No men or mer live in Akavir, though men once did. These men, however, were eaten long ago by the vampiric serpent folk of Salsi? Had they not been eaten, these men would have eventually migrated to Tamriel. The Nords left Atmora for Tamriel. Before them, the elves had abandoned Aldmeris for Tamriel. The Red Guards destroyed Yokunda so they could make their journey. All men and mer know Tamriel is the nexus of creation, where the last war will happen, where the gods unmade Lorcan and left their adamantine tower of secrets. Who knows what the Akaviri think of Tamriel? But ask yourself, why have they tried to invade it 3 times or more? There are 4 major nations of Akavir: Kamal, Saisi, Tangmo, and Kapotun. When they are not busy trying to invade Tamriel, they are fighting with each other. Kamal is snow hell. Demons live there. Armies of them. Every summer they thaw out and invade Tangmo, but the brave monkey folk always drive them away. Once at Asum, dear Kamal, a king among demons, attempted to conquer Morrowind, but Alamexia and the Underking destroyed him at Red Mountain. Wow, I had no idea. Saisi is Snake Place, once the strongest power in Akavir before the Tiger Dragon came, and the Serpent Folk ate all the men of Akavir a long time ago, but still kind of look like them. So whoever is writing this, I don't know who's writing this. There's no stated author. It's a bit colloquial as in tone. They are tall, beautiful, if frightening, covered in golden scales and immortal. They enslave the goblins of the surrounding isles, who provide labor and flesh blood. The holdings of Tsesi are widespread. When natives of Tamriel think of the Akavir, they think of the Serpent Folk, because one ruled the Cyrodiilic Empire for 400 years in the previous era. He was potentate Ferisidu Shie, assassinated by the Morag Tong. Tangmo is the 1,000 Monkey Isles. There are many breeds of monkey folk, and they are all kind, brave, and simple, and many are also very crazy. They can raise armies when they must, for all of the other Akaviri nations have, at one time or another, tried to enslave them. They cannot decide who they hate more, the snakes or the demons, but ask one and he'll probably say snakes. Though once bitter enemies, the monkey folk are now allies with the tiger folk of Kapotun. Kapotun is the tiger dragon's empire. The cat folk here are ruled by the divine Tashraka, the tiger dragon. They are now a very great empire, stronger than CC, though not at sea. After the serpent folk ate all the men, they tried to eat all the dragons. They managed to enslave the red dragons, but the black ones had fled to then Potun. A great war was raged, which left both the cats and the snakes weak, and the dragons all dead. Since that time, the cat folk have tried to become the dragons. Interesting. So dragons, snakes? Tiger Dragon's empire? And the dragons all dead. Since that time, the cat folk have tried to become the dragons. Tashraka is the first to succeed. He is the largest dragon in the world, orange and black, and he has very many new ideas. First, Tashraka says, is that we kill all the vampire snakes. Then the Tiger Dragon Emperor wants to invade Tamriel. Alright, I'm not sure how much we can trust that, but it's kind of interesting. We don't usually get information about the other continents. Okie doke. True Nobles Code. Ancestors in the Dunmer. Adra and Daedra. Okay, so we just read this. Real Baron Zaya. True Nobles Code. Mixed Unit Tactics. So we did read this one recently as well, but we'll just leave the pages up in case anyone wants to pause. First page. And the second page. Okay. On Oblivion, same thing. We have read this before early on in the Let's Play. We'll just leave it up in case someone wants to read it. First page. Second page. Third page. And fourth page. All right.
By the three, my rights and duties. There is someone watching me, I can tell.
So we did just read this also. The overview of gods and worship.
Walk with virtue, outlet.
So we could go to Josaba's books and ask about the Progress of Truth book. Might be very smart for us to do. The Foreign Quarter and Josaba's books, you know, he doesn't really like the Tribunal Temple that much anyway, so we have a pretty good shot with that. And then we can start on the last person, and then we'll probably call it an episode. This is the Redoran Canton. You can tell by the banners here. This is the Imperial Canton, or the Foreign Quarter. That's House Redoran's symbol over there. And then the scales should be House Lalu. Yeah. House Lalu's symbol is the Scales of Commerce. Getting pretty tired, so we'll just take a little break. Alright, on the right side should be Joshaba's rare books.
I am at your service.
Yeah, you too, buddy. I'm just getting heretical text, nothing to worry about here. We could also sell some of the ingredients. Yeah, let's sell some ingredients here. Now, this person does not like me at all. Maybe a charm person.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
There we go, a little bit better. So we're selling them one at a time because if you don't, sometimes they will take some money off, and it'll be inefficient to sell. But if you sell them one at a time, the game calculates each of the values one after another. Okay, nice. Get a little richer before we go trying to spend money. Hello?
Such fine company, one would be wise to listen.
Training. Sneak might be nice for us. Maybe false incarnate. In the past, some have claimed to be reincarnated, never are. The most recent is known as the Peak Star, a figure of legend among the Waste tribes for the last 30 years. The temple says these false incarnates disprove the prophecies, since the false incarnates fail and come to nothing, but the mystical Neverine cult glorifies rather than shrinks from contradiction, citing the appearance of failed incarnates as certain proof of Neverar's coming rebirth.
So clumsy, all my fault.
Boethia's glory. Let's read that. Boethia's glory. Look upon the face of Boethia and wonder. Raise your arms that Boethia may look on them and bestow a blessing. Know that battle is a blessing. Know that death is an eventuality. Know that you are dust in the eyes of Boethia. Long is the arm of Boethia, and swift is the blade. Deep is the cut, and subtle is the poison. Worship, O faithful, pray your death is short. Worship, O faithful, pray your death is quiet. Worship, O faithful, worship the glory that is Boethia. Into battle strides the Daedric prince, blade at the ready to cleave the unworthy. Okay. Nice. Boethia sounds like fun. Tales of the Devious Traitor. Students of Dwemer Cherum's Heart of Aniqua. We did read that one, right? Yeah. We did last time. Progress of truth is what I want to see. Maybe we can't get it until we get a quest from Caius Cosades to go and get it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay. See if we can get a deal on it. Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to a good book. Confessions of a Skoomer Eater. Nice. And all the Dancing Fires. Ancestors in the Dunmer. I want to see if I can read something without buying it from that menu. It just puts it in the inventory. I guess you have to buy the book to read the book. Okay. Progress of Truth. Progress of Truth, compiled by the Dissident Priests. Excerpt concerning the points of temple doctrine challenged by the Dissident Priests. 1. The divinity of the tribunal. Temple doctrine claims... Wow, strong start. Temple doctrine claims their apotheosis was miraculously achieved through questioning, virtue, knowledge, testing, and battling with evil. Temple doctrine claims their divine powers and immortality are ultimately conferred as a communal judgment by the Dunmer ancestors, including, among others, the good Daedra, the prophet Veloth, and Saint Nerevar. Dissident priests ask whether Daedr's powers and the tribunal powers might ultimately derive from the same source, Red Mountain. Sources in the Apocrypha Apocrypha, I think, is like heretical works. Let's look up that word. I don't want to be wrong about this particular thing. Yeah. Apocrypha refers to established copies or transcripts of certain texts, usually religious or ecclesiastical, rather than the original autographs by the original authors or writers. Apocrypha is a writing or statement of dubious authenticity. Okay. That used to be one of my screen names. For a while, I was kicking around the idea of making that into my screen name. Like apocryphal something. All right. Sources in the Apocrypha suggest that the tribunal relied on profanely enchanted tools to achieve godhead, and that those unholy devices were the ones originally created by the ungodly Dwemer sorcerer Kagrenak to create the false construct Numidium. Yeah, we've read that also, about Kagrenak and the Dwemer using some very powerful magics. Right, 2. The purity of the tribunal. The dissident priests say that the temple has always maintained a public face, represented by a hierographa, a hierarchy, the priestly writings, and a hidden face, represented by the apocrypha, the hidden writings. The public account portrays the actions of the tribunal in a heroic light, while the hidden writings reveal secrets, untruths, inconsistencies, conflicting accounts, and varying interpretations. Yeah, we've seen lots of conflicting accounts. Varying interpretations which hint at darker and less heroic motives and actions of the tribunes. In particular, conflicting accounts of the battle at Red Mountain raise questions about the tribunal's conduct and about the source of their subsequent apotheosis. Also, there is good evidence that the tribunal have been concealing the true nature of the threat posed by Dagath-ur at Red Mountain, misleading the people about the tribunal's ability to protect Morrowind from Dagath-ur, and concealing a recent dramatic diminishing of the tribunal's magical powers. Yeah, we have noticed that. It seems to be going downhill. The Ghost Gate isn't working as well anymore. There's blight outside of the fence. It's a very nervous time for the society. People, don't really know what's going on. Things that used to work aren't working anymore. Temple accounts of the Battle of Red Mountain. Ashlander tradition does not place... So, I can't help but draw allusions to climate change during this, which is the true intelligence of humans is when nature changes around you, figuring out a way to survive. It's not just getting a job, it's when your farm dries up from water, how do you as a human, work the environment to be able to make biological life survive? That is the true intelligence of thinking biological beings on this planet, is survival. And it's something that humans are going to be tested in the coming years. Yeah, that'll be fun for the next generations. That'll be super fun. All right, temple accounts of the Battle of Red Mountain. Ashlander tradition does not place the tribunal at Red Mountain and holds that the Dwemer destroyed themselves rather than that Neverrar destroyed them. Ashlander tradition further holds that the Neverrar left Dagath-ur guarding the profane secrets of Red Mountain, while Neverrar went to confer with the Grand Council, i.e. the tribunal. That Neverrar died at the conference, not of his wounds, according to the Ashlanders, but from treachery, and said that subsequently the tribunal confronted a defiant Dagath-ur within Red Mountain, then drove Dagath-ur beneath Red Mountain when he would not yield to their will. Veneration of the Daedra, saints, and ancestors. While challenging the divinity of the tribunal, the dissonants do not challenge the sainthood or heroism of the tribunal. This is a lot of heresy. The dissonants do not challenge the sainthood or heroism of the tribunal. I don't know about that. In fact, the dissonant priests advocate restoring many of the elements of fundamentalist ancestor worship as practiced by the Ashlanders and by Saint Veloth. Exactly how this would work is debated inconclusively within the dissident priests. Yeah, that's typical for a social movement. You know what you want to get, but you don't know how to get there. Denial of the prophecies of the incarnate and persecution of the Neverines. Though no consensus exists among the dissidents about whether the Neverine prophecies are genuine, all agree that the persecution of the Neverines is unjust and politically motivated. The dissident priests do not reject mysticism, revelation, or prophecy as part of the religious experience. The dissidents have not resolved the issue of true or false insights. They have studied the mysticism of the Ashlander ancestor cults, in particular the rites of the Ashlander seers and wise women, and the prophecies of the incarnate. Many among the dissident priests have come to believe that the Neverine prophecies are genuine, and have made a systematic study of prophecies recorded in temple archives. Wow. The Neverine prophecies are genuine. I mean, yeah, that's the whole deal of your playthrough. The authority of the Archcanon and the Ordinators. The dissident priests reject the authority of the Archcanon and the Ordinators. The temple hierarchy has been corrupted by self-interest and politics, and no longer acts in the best interests of the temple or its worshippers. The dissident priests believe that the Archcanon and Ordinators speak for themselves, not for the tribunal. The Inquisition and the use of terror and torture by the Ordinators. Within the temple hierarchy, it is an open secret that the Ordinators rely on abduction, terror, torture, and secret imprisonment to discourage heresy and dissent. The dissident priests feel the Ordinators are either out of control or tools used to maintain a corrupt priesthood in power. Yeah, it's not all fun and games in the priesthood, unfortunately. Power exists even in religion, which is a sad truth of the history of the Catholic Church. And all churches, I think, if you really get into it. Fundamentals of temple doctrine: charity for the poor, education for the ignorant, protection for the weak. Though the dissident priests acknowledge that most rank-and-file priests honor the best traditions of the temple, they believe that many priests in higher ranks are interested in more in love of authority and luxury than in the welfare of the poor, weak, and ignorant. All right. The tale as old as time. You got the power from doing something good, but when you're at the top, you want to stay at the top. And you do what it takes to get there. I love you, Joe Saba. You're my best friend. I want to be an abolitionist and help you out. Okay. Just some books for general sale. Huh. The Old Ways. I'd love to read The Old Ways. Okay. A lot of great books in Morrowind. A lot of great books.
Please go ahead, speak.
Okay, so that is the journal there. We're doing our best to be a good spy. So we already spoke with Hylia. We already spoke with Mayor Milo. Now we just need a Khajiit Thieves Guild operative in St. Ohms with Adherenir. Alright, St. Ohms it is.
Welcome, citizen.
Okay, so let's see. St. Ohms is that one. It's on the right side. Yeah. I love the world of Morrowind so much. It's appropriately complicated, and that's exactly what role-playing games should be. And it's so great to see it show up in 2002, but, you know, like Deus Ex and a lot of the golden age of games at this time period where the focus is on the writing. The focus is on what's actually happening. The graphics aren't as good. Yeah, sure. But there's just no substitute for just what Morrowind does with its, story and its writings and its complication. And there's some history there about two of the creators that left in the middle of the Morrowind project. And the only person that was left was the Lie to Me, the guy at Bethesda that everyone makes fun of, who always lies in his things. Who is it called? Todd Howard. Lie to me, Todd. Lie to me so much. I hope that the next Elder Scrolls is good. I mean, we'll see about Starfield, which is coming up sooner than that. But I don't know. I don't know how much faith we can have in Bethesda going forward, or if most of it came from those two people that, did their work and then got fed up with some stuff and then left. It might be the fate of artists to do great work for as long as they can and then have to leave. Secret libraries of the Hall of Wisdom, but that they are guarded. She says it will be safer to search booksellers for a copy. Some booksellers will sell outlawed books. All right. I had to read here. A Khajiit Thieves Guild operative. Enter here is a Khajiit and Thieves Guild operative. You'll find her in St. Olm's Canton. Be careful what you say and use common sense. People in the cantons are suspicious of outsiders. You may have to win or purchase their confidence. All right. So don't be an idiot when you're a spy. Don't just walk around saying, I need to find this person. Tailors and Dyers Hall. Brewers and Fishmongers Hall. Let's explore all the doors. Brewers and Fishmongers. Let's find a Khajiit first. Graceland beetles. The substance is sold and sealed flasks and appears as a dark red-brown paste. The subtle but compelling fragrance is attractive to all mortal races and all sexes. Even a barbarian can be persuasive wearing this perfume. Skooma being illegal. Cyrodiilic brandy. This person sells brandy. Okie doke. That sneak, she'll be here in St. Olm's somewhere. Although, if the heat's on, she may not be parading around in public. Ask around, or perhaps someone else has seen her. Okay. I'm a commoner. I do whatever needs doing. Cooking, cleaning, building, baking, making, breaking, and by your accent, I can tell you are an outlander. Since you're new to these parts, perhaps you'd like me to share a little local lore. Sure. Great houses are always fighting with each other in the Great House Wars. Check about the heat being on. I'm looking for a friend of mine, a female Khajiit named out here. Do you know where I can find her? Wow, this guy is also looking for her. I don't know if we should trust that. Yes, her name is here, and she's a Khajiit. Do you know where I can find her? Excuse me, I'm busy. Yeah, this guy is pretty rich looking. Sorry to bother you. Lalu Canton Wasteworks. Farmers and Laborers Hall. So someone else is also looking for this person. It's not bad when you know your way around Tiberi. Looking for Vivec. Okay. You hear they stuck that dissident priest guy Malir Oman in the Ministry of Truth. I guess the temple priests and ordinators figure they can straighten him out there. I'll bet they can. Wow. Re-education center operated by the temple ordinators for the correction of heretics. Okay, so we do have a dissident priest who's in a prison, and that floating prison. That is going to be interesting.
Is there something?
Tanners and Miners Hall? Maybe not parading around in public. So maybe at the bottom? You know, if that makes any sense. Maybe the canal works. What do you sell? Kind of normal stuff. Let's check out the canal works. We're hearing some water. Interesting. Yeah, look at that. There's also the underworks. And here, a census and excise agent has been prowling the canton, Fla, and this agent, whose name is Divinus Potoris, has been showing an interest in it here. So my guess is that while this census and excise agent is making his appearance, Edge here will be hiding in the underworks. Swims pretty good for a kitty. Gets her inspiration from the census and excise, I reckon. Look for trapdoors down to the canal works level. Alright. Not bad. Ash pit down here. Worshiping your ancestors. This is such a cool spot. Vivec St. Holmes storage. Oh wow. Whoa. Dreg wax, huh? Stuff is kind of expensive. Look at all this loot. Okay. And it's all stolen, but hey. We could do with a little sneaking here. Spark Star. Gotta offload this at a Thieves Guild. But it's not too bad. The old thief to alchemy pipeline is what I'm used to using. Steel dye katana, where you basically steal stuff and then Yeah, look at that. Daikatana indeed. Dai meaning two, I believe. Or Daikatana meaning like big katana or two-handed katana. Oh, that's not what I wanted, but okay. Yeah, well, just lots and lots of alchemy stuff here. Not gonna pick that up. Not gonna pick that up. Ignore that. Ignore that. Ignore that. Well, we're getting close to maxing out our stuff here. So, should we do alteration here? Should we do the open lock? I mean, is the Thieves Guild in, we can't carry that. Okay, we need to stop. We have too much. We've stolen too much. Trade? Dishar has no trade. Dishar has the sugar. What does Dishar need with trade? Just go away and leave Dishar alone. Aw, scuba addict. Scuba addict alert. It's sad. Really is. Okay, there's a spell we could use. Detect life, maybe? There's someone over there. Well, there's no slaughterfish in here. Just gotta check your back. There we go. That enemy immediately tried to run away from us. Hello. Nice to meet you. What a nice digs you have down here. Great. So Cassius says to you, speak with Anir, and you have done the thing. You are speaking with Anir, but Anir will not talk to you about the Neverine or the Sixth House cult, and because why? Because Anir is at this moment very distracted by a nice census and excise agent who also wants to speak with her. You do not know this? They are the collectors of the Emperor's taxes and tariffs, and the Emperor has outlawed trade in many things like Dwemer artifacts and ebony, and a census and excise agent will enjoy being a pest about such things. For several reasons, a census excise agent is not Adhere's favorite person. If you want Adhere to help you make the bad agent go away, and then she will tell you the things. No, Adhere is not talking this about you because Adhere is very distracted by an annoying taxman. Alright. There's a price on your head. Smuggling. This is just a social club. We like the finer things in life. Those who join this club, they must know how to get the finer things in life. We are like other guilds. We get deals on trading, on goods, and on services. The guild stewards, they know the finer things in life very well, and know where to find them. Adhere must tell you, though, there is war between the Thieves Guild and the Command of Tong. Adhere is loyal to the guild, but Adhere thinks maybe the guild is losing this war. Oh, that's sad. Adhere hears you. Adhere is in the guild. Okay. How do I get him to go away? Let's check on that. Pay him off. He could pay him off. I mean, a lot of these solutions, they can be solved with coin bribery. And Cassius Casadas did give us a bunch of coin, a bunch of money to specifically for bribes. Let's get our charm person out first. Where is he? There he is. Okie doke. Here we go.
Yes?
Right. Speechcraft, light armor, and sneak. Wow. That's interesting. Yeah, what is his job? Join the Morag Tong. Whoa. I've heard the Morag Tong see in secret summers somewhere in the arena. I don't know how I might join. What is your job? Yes, her name is Adher, and she is a Khajiit. Do you know where I could find her? Yes, she just took a gondola to the mainland. What a disappointment, but thank you for your time. I was just heading back to the mainland myself anyway, and maybe I'll run into her there. Okay. A lie to an Imperial tax collector, and that is doing the spy's work. Oh, hey, there's someone else here now. Oh, shoot. Ugh, diseased rat. Is this person hostile to me also? Are they a gangster? Heard that there are gangsters somewhere. It's got armor. I believe I've seen a dark elf with such a grand outfit in some time. Yeah. The Acernon Shrine. Well, that's certainly something. I wonder if I can rest here. Oh, wow. I dreamed a tall figure with a golden mask spoke to you, but you understood not a word. He smiled and seemed pleasant, but when he reached to touch you, it terrified you, and you tried to escape, but you couldn't move. You tried to cry out, but you couldn't make a sound. The figure kept smiling and talking, but you felt sure he was trying to cast some sort of spell on you. When you woke, you couldn't recall how the dream ended. Okay. Kind of scary, and definitely affected my sleep. Not my favorite thing. So that's probably Dagather. And Dagather might be a good person and our old friend. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. What the hell was that? Is that... Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that certainly seems like a bad shrine. I guess a Deja shrine. It's just hanging out underneath this whole thing. Should have known by the guard at the front of the door, but you know what? We will leave. Yeah, be careful of that Deja shrine over there, buddy. Alright, so are you the one Adhere must thank for getting rid of the annoying senses excise agent? Indeed, and here is very glad to see you and very happy to tell a friend of my good friend Cassius all about the Sixth House cult. And Adhere knows nothing about the Neverine, but Adhere is happy to tell you about that too. If it makes Cassius happy. Ask away, friend Tiberi. Yes, Adhere knows nothing of this Neverine cult because it's just silly superstition. So you could tell Cassius this. I don't really think that Adhere knows that much about it. He's a thief, not a scholar, or a priest. Nobody in their right mind pays any attention to this nonsense. Prophecies and ancient heroes were born and other silliness. Fuzzy tales for little kittens. Aw, that's great. Alright, this Adhere knows about because it is about smuggling. Some smart smugglers are suddenly too busy for their old clients because they have a new employer, the Sixth House, who pays very well. But what do they smuggle now? Adhere doesn't know because they are very secret. And this is odd because these smugglers are always loud and bragging, and now they hush up like fat-bellied kittens full of sweetmeats. Huh. Smuggling is big business. The Empire says we can't trade skooma, mud sugar, ebony, Dwemer artifacts, exotic Dunmer weapons, and armor. Okay. And slaves. So smugglers trade these things. Smugglers also smuggle grief, sheen, and sujama and avoid imperial tax. And now the Sixth House hires smugglers through what they smuggle. Though what they smuggle Adhere cannot say. Where is the Thieves Guild in Vivec? Crazy Legs Artaeum in Vivec. Alright. You have come from Cassius, so of course he tells you all about Adhere, how she is a friend of Cassius, and who does little things for Cassius, and who is also a member of the Thieves Guild. Not at all important, but very helpful and loyal to fellow guild members. Alright. Yeah, I guess join the Thieves Guild. Alright. I think that's it. I think we are done. Adhere says that some smugglers are now working for the Sixth House, but Adhere can't find out what they're smuggling. Adhere thought it was strange that smugglers who usually brag about their smuggling are suddenly being very quiet about what they smuggle for the Sixth House. I wonder what is being smuggled and why it is such a big secret. I think this is the sort of thing Cassius Casatus is looking for. Yep, I agree. Alright, let's get some more spear skill real quick, and then we'll head on out. Alright, that should be it for our adventures. I'm going to offload all this hot goods, and if nothing more happens, then I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out. Thanks for dropping by, guys. I'll see you later.